one of the biggest impacts, of course, had to do with Kobani, the Syrian Kurdish town on the Turkish border. Last year, when it seemed that Kobani would fall to ISIS, as you may recall, Syrian Kurds had taken over the town and much of other parts of northern Syria over the past few years since the Syrian civil war. And they took it over through a party called PYD and its military force YPG, which is affiliated with the PKK. Last year, it appeared as if Kobani would fall to ISIS. Erdogan made a number of comments equating the PKK with ISIS, saying he didn't care if it fell or not. Kobani meant a lot to Kurds, not only because they saw this as a stand where the PKK was defending Kurds, but also because of historic ties and links, and just because there were Kurds here who were suffering. This led to a huge outcry against Erdogan. All this helped push Kurds who normally would have voted for AKP away from AKP and sent them towards HDP. At the same time, when I say that this was largely because of AKP's mistakes, I don't want to take away from the positive campaign that HDP won. Selahattin Demirtas, the leader of HDP, is incredibly charismatic. The party worked very hard. They worked 24 hours a day in the months prior to the elections to get out the vote, to convince people to vote for them. And at the same time, because the party is seen and is seen as the, I wouldn't say the legal arm of the PKK, but as the sort of legal face of the PKK, and certainly the PKK gives a lot of support to the Kurdish political party. The fact that the PKK had grown in strength and dominance in the southeast over this period, and what I'm saying is that the PKK, during the period of the peace process, had been able to expand its political influence and build more support for itself during this period, because there was essentially a vacuum in southeast Turkey at this time that the PKK effectively, shall we say, exploited or used to its advantage. When people voted for HDP, they were voting for the PKK. And so what you have is a win for HDP, but really a win for the PKK as the main dominant player for the Kurds in Turkey.